plastic model builders, welcome back. Guess what? We're doing another unboxing. It's of the Stuka JU 87G-1. It's a long title. I can never remember it. That's why you always see me looking at the box and not at you. Anyway, if you didn't see our last video series, it was the B-17G. We all know that's a very popular U.S. warplane during World War II and a little bit in Korea. Check out that series, beautiful plane. I love doing it. Anyway, let's get to this. Our Stuka JU 87G-1, JU, however you want to say that. I don't know. The Tank Buster. So, this is it. We are going to open it up, so let's get started. Alright, so first thing we got on the box, as usual, right here, dimensions of the plane. This side, we've got our odd paints. One of them is a black, dark green. So, you know, time to go to those color charts and figure that out. Let's open this up as carefully as we can. This one is in the box very well constructed box. Set that off to the side right there. So inside, we've already got our plastic parts right here, one bag, and in the other bag is the other parts. Everything, just one bag here, so a total of 2 bags so far. And of course, our instructions. Be careful, open this up right here. We have our decals. So, show you those real fast. Careful. Got about 21 numbers. There's about, I think, 38 total decals in this. So in these instructions, you know, always tells you about the plane, how to apply the decals. Right over here on page 2, we've got 11 different colors. One of them is black green, which is, you know, we'll have to do some color coding to figure that out. Over here we've got the parts list, page 3 and page 4. 43 different parts listed on this. I don't know if we're going to use all those. As usual, building the cockpit, not much to it, of course. Basically control stick and a panel. It kind of gets weird because it shows a decal on there that you're going to have to put on with the backing on it. Never done that before. That's kind of different, so be careful with that. Has the prop, the propeller, that gets installed like one of the first things. That always makes assembling a plane hard because you got to paint around those, so we'll get that figured out as well later on in the building process. Maybe do a YouTube search on the best way to do that. That's not one of my strong points, but I know it's possible. Over on page 5, right here, is basically the nitty-gritty of the plane. You're assembling the main fuselage and starting with the wings down over here. Once you get to page 6 over here, you're putting those wings onto the plane. Also on the very bottom down here, you've got step 7, that's putting the wheels together. Flip over here to page 8. Getting close to the finish line, since there's 12 pages, 15 steps. More steps than pages, plus. So steps 8 and 9, basically putting on the wheels and their housings, not their landing gear, I guess you call them, and then putting those onto the plane with some scoops and ducts. Page 9 over here, simple stuff. You're putting on the guns and little actuators for the flaps. Page 10, got step 11. Going to have to put on some stabilizers, and then the stabilizers for the stabilizers. They're basically just rods that go and they hold those on. You know how engineering is back then, still working on the process. Over here, page 11, step 13, of course, is basically the canopy, whether you want it open or closed, putting our people in there, putting the little antenna guides on down here. So step 14, kind of like the same thing. Do you want the canopy open or closed? This is closed, that's open. Make that decision. Finally, step 15, page 12, doing the paint scheme. There's only one on this plane that comes with this model, so you're kind of stuck with that. As stated earlier, here are the decals. Not a lot to them. It's got 21 listed, 38 total decals. A couple, you know, one for each side of the plane. One sprue has the main fuselage on it, has raised panel lines, not recessed. We have our antennas over here on this side We have our gun over here, the exhaust ports, the control panel right here. It is detailed. You know, if you want to paint that, you can paint that. If you don't want to use the decal that it comes with that says not to get it wet and glue it with white glue to that, which is one of the strangest things I've ever seen. But that's part of this model. This right here is all the guns. We have 2 of those. And our wheel wells with our wheels right here. Not to mention more little antenna deals, I think, or something. I don't know what part 22 is. It looks like a pitot tube, so we're going to go with that unless something tells us elsewise. This next tree right here is our wings. Looks like the wing tops with the propeller. This is our cockpit's control deck, I guess you could say, the floor and 2 flaps. Over here we have our bottoms of our wings with the tail stabilizer and the 2 cockpit chairs. This fell off. This is our man right here, our little guy. 2 of these. Propeller bulkhead, the scoops, and these little ailerons, whatever they are. You can see a bunch of marks on here from the molds that are going to have to be taken off. And this right here, it says it's made in Zhongshan, wherever that is. Made in China, copyright 1968. So probably very old molds, have been around for quite some time. Got some weird discoloration right here where the logo is. Here are the numbers, of course. Look at it this way or this way, however you want to do it. I don't see a lot of flashing on any of these parts, so that might make things a little bit easier. I hope it goes together very well. As I said, it does have raised panel lines. That's not a bad thing. Some people prefer them not to be. So again, this is the undersides of these, where you can see they look like it's coming off just a little bit. Straighten that out. The guns, of course, and our wheels. Good flashing on there, so maybe these molds have been redone. I don't know. And of course, one last look at our seats. Alright, so out of these 11 colors, A is black green, B is blue, C is brown, D is dark gray, E is dark green, F is flat black, G is flesh, H is gunmetal, I is light blue, J is white, K is yellow. Here it is, one last time. This is the box. Open it up, pretty cut and dry. 2 bags and decals. This is the glass right here, the plastic parts. They look pretty good. You can see them close up. Had no problems with those whatsoever. You can see the nice detail in those. And then here's the bag. We've got our exhaust ports here. You can see all the panel lines. Good stuff. The tail wheel, a little bit of detail there with its nuts and bolts that we have. We're coming to the end of this video. We've got our instrument panel, nice little detail, our wheels, and of course the wheel wells that we have. Basically, this is it. You know, those are the wheel wells. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like on this. And as always, until next time, we'll see ya. And one last thing, check out the wonderful detail of these decals. You can read all these words. It's great. I love it. Get this model. I liked it. See ya.